show is at the gateway to the West, St. Louis, Missouri, and lovely Busch Stadium. Tonight, the opener of a 3-game series between the Miami Marlins and the St. Louis Cardinals. Get ready for Cardinals baseball next. Jack Flaherty gets the call for Game 1 of the series. What do you have for us on him, Denny?
Hey, Matt, it's not easy to bunch anything together against this guy. In his last 3 starts, he has a whip of under 1.10. So we may see some hit and run, we may see some bunting, and we may see some running, because if you want to lay around and try to get hits off this guy, that's not the right thing to do. One of the top pitchers in the game right now.
John Birdie is in to start things off as he looks at a ball to start the inning. 1-0. And fellas, we take a look at the Redbirds entering play here tonight. They've been fairly punchless of late, losing last time out and in fact dropping 6 of their last 7. Now the 1-0 is swung on and missed, and that's strike 1. Temperature here at game time 61 degrees. The 1-1 home.
Hey. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bench off the plate, ball 2.
I know he missed with a fastball right there, but this guy's arsenal, you can't figure out what he's trying to do. He's got a lot of different directions he could go in right here.
Well hit to right, but a foul ball as it holds it 2-2. Into the windup and the pitch. Grounded back up the middle. And the throw to first is in time. 1 gone. And here's how the visiting Miami Marlins will line up in this one. Hero, give us what you have on this lineup as they start a new series.
Yeah, Matty, this lineup is an interesting case study. Because if you're not a big believer in batting average, this team, they're in the bottom third of batting average, so they have to do it a little bit differently. They have to move traffic and drive the baseball out of the ballpark and into the gaps. We've seen that be successful before. Let's see if it happens again today.
Starling Marte comes on with 1 away as he looks at a ball. It's 1-0. Two balls, no strikes to the Miami center fielder.
Hey, you want to talk about being in a zone? This guy's been raking lately, and it all starts with his pitch selection. 2 great takes, and he's almost daring the pitcher just go ahead and challenge him.
And he'll lay the fastball in here to get the count back to 2-1.
That's a real nice location with that fastball up and in on the hands. Hard to do much with that because a hitter really can't extend his arms very easily.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. Timing just to tick off there as this one's fouled off to the right. 2-2 count. Here it comes. Bouncer up the middle. He gets dirty, but he can't get there, and it's into center field.
What a hot streak. Stay hot, my friend. Up over 290. He is flirting with that 300, elusive 300 batting average mark.
Into the box now, Corey Dickerson. Ball 1. The numbers, 282 to start play, 3 homers and 30 RBIs. And here's a fastball that's nowhere near the zone. It's 2-0 now.
Well, both of those balls have been inside, so if I'm hitting, I'm looking for something I can get my arms extended on. Probably won't come back inside for a 3rd time.
In there, 2-1.
Don't know for sure, but I think he may have been taking there thinking his teammate on first was going to be on the move.
Throw over to the bag, and the runner back safely. Marte, base runner at first with 1 out. Three and 1 to the Marlins left fielder.
We're seeing a good AB here from the 3-hole hitter. If he can work a walk or pick up a hit here, he's going to put that cleanup guy in a really good position to do some damage in this first inning.
Marte off for second. Strike taken. The throw is not in time as he just gets in ahead of the throw.
Well, he's certainly doing his best to get his team out to an early lead. Picks up the single and then decides that's not good enough, so he swipes second to get into scoring position. Now we'll see if the guys can pick him up.
Now the payoff pitch home. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Martinez has a read on it. 2 down. And no tag at second. He'll head back there with 2 away now. Striding in is Jesus Aguilar. He's fighting to stay on that NL home run leaderboard, number 10, as we enter play here today.
This guy's right in the prime of his career right now. The power bat speaks for itself. One of the more dangerous hitters in the game of baseball.
Now here's the first offering. And the pitch is off the catcher's glove as it rolls away. And it's too late as he's in there.
Yeah, and as we take another look at this pitch is on the outer half of the plate. The catcher doesn't know whether to backhand it or not, and it just skips off his glove for the pass ball. He'll be upset with himself about that one, no doubt.
The 0-1 offering.
The count 1-1.
Lifetime against this pitcher. He's 4 for 14. He also has 1 home run. 2 outs here with a runner at third. Slow roller down the third baseline. But this will get fouled. It's a ball and 2 strikes. And the slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball. Two and 2. Here it is. Now this one's hit hard to left field by Aguilar and deep. And he gets there, makes the running play, and that ends the inning. Marlins lead 1. Now the Cardinals will see what they can do. No score. Sixto Sanchez gets the starting assignment for the Fish in this matchup. And please, Zach, what do you got?
Well, this guy's kind of unique. How about a 5-pitch repertoire that he has? That gives him a lot of options for both righties and lefties. And if he's on, he could be really tough to hit.
Now into the box, Tommy Edman. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
Leading up for the Cardinals, the second baseman, Tommy.
And the pitch.
Edman.
Here's a drive out toward left center field. He's around first, heading for 2. And he'll pull into second here with nobody out.
This is the type of production they were expecting from this guy when he came to the majors a couple of years back. He looks really at ease at the plate, and that relaxed swing is getting some really good results. Good example on that double there. Always great to see a young player blossom.
So that'll bring in Harrison Bader as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. Guys, this Marlins ball club, as they begin play here tonight, they come in scuffling a bit of late, just 2-4 over their last 6 games.
Yeah, Matty, it was an up-and-down homestand, 5-4, but they left on a winning record. They got on the tarmac to get on the plane, feeling pretty good about where they're at as a ball club right now. First game of this road trip, they're going to have to smack them in the mouth right in the first inning.
Pitch taken several inches below the zone, in fact. Did well just to make contact there as he spoils off a good changeup. No one out with a runner at second. Lifted down the line in left. But this is just going to wind up being a foul ball.
put that in a memory bank. First time he breaks out a curveball right there, and it's a pretty good one.
Another one sent foul.
Don't be shocked if this pitcher tries to go a little bit further outside the zone. 3 foul balls in a row. He wants to get a swing and a miss on this next pitch.
Lays off 2-2 now.
Well, I think that pitch is the result of a lot of foul balls. He might have tried to do a little bit too much with it, trying to get him to swing through it, but it just ended up taking off on him.
Keeps fighting him off. The 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Now a ball slapped hard the opposite way. And that's taken in straightaway right. Will he try from second?
Batting third.
Now a moment here in St. Louis to look at the Cardinals starting lineup. Dan, who do we keep an eye on?
Well, I'm looking for a big performance from Nolan Arenado. He's having a solid year. With runners in scoring position, he's hitting over 300. That's not outstanding or anything, but he's consistent, and that's what I love watching about this guy. His game is so consistent.
Here's J.D. Martinez. As the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball 1. He'll start play with that average down in the low 230s. 15 long balls and 41 RBIs. Tries to hold up, but did he do so in time? No, says Dave Lawrence. It's strike 1. Now the 1-1 pitch.
You can really tell they're trying to keep the ball in on this big slugger right here.
Is that an effort to keep him from getting extended, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's the idea, Matt, but he might spin to win if he starts looking for it in there.
The 1-2 pitch. And a fastball swung on and missed as he just reared back there. 2 away.
I think he kind of trained the hitter's eyes in that at-bat. What I mean is you'll find the first 3 pitches are all down around the knee. So as a hitter, he's probably looking down there again, and that's the perfect time to raise his sights and make a good pitch up.
And that'll bring in Nolan Arenado. Fouled off. First opportunity for him here with the leadoff man still standing at second. 2 gone now. Hits this one hard the other way. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. 1 left for the Cardinals, and this is still a 0-0 ball game. Now it'll be Jorge Alfaro. He enters play hitting down in the 240s for the year. Here's the first pitch.
1-0. Nope. That's inside.
And set up working the plate is Matthew Ross as you see the rest of the umpiring crew there.
Hey, D-Row, this is a pitcher's best friend. Matthew Ross, very wide strike zone.
Yeah, no excuses from the offense today. You know coming in when you see the lineup card and Matt Ross is behind the dish, you better be aggressive.
3-0 now. Into the windup and the pitch.
Yeah, this is one of my biggest pet peeves in the game, when guys get count leverage and take fastballs. It's a game of fastballs. You calibrate everything off the heater. Surprising take right there.
3-2 now. Something has to give. Here's the payoff pitch. And that misses for ball 4. So it's a leadoff walk here to start the second.
The third baseman, Brian Anderson.
So the next to bat will be Brian Anderson. In his career against this pitcher, he's gone 2 for 8. He's taken him deep once. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Count 1-0.
Perfect time for a mound visit right here. Just give him a breather, a chance to collect himself and get back to work.
Alfaro aboard here at first with nobody out. A ball and a strike.
1 ball, 1 strike.
He's set. Here comes the 1-1. High in the air and drifting out to shallow center. Coming in is O'Neill. He makes the catch. A great effort to get there and record the first out of the inning. Next to hit is Jazz Chisholm, and he's a guy looking to break out in a big way. Hasn't been getting the results he or his club have been hoping for. First offering. Swing and a miss out in front of a changeup. Here's a look over to first, and he'll get back in safely. And 1-1 as this one's in on the hands.
That's a great take right there. Great pitch recognition to let that one go. Opposite-handed, that's coming across the plate. You might think you got a shot to stay inside that one.
And here's a fastball, not close as he runs it to 2-1 now.
That's a great call right there. Fastball away with a guy who's got some jets on first base. Almost like a hybrid pitch out. Great for a catcher if that guy's running. Easy transfer throw to second base.
Now the 2-1. Strike 2 swinging.
2-2.
Pops this one up. Edmund is there for it. And that's the second out of the inning. So now here is Connor Scott. He appeared as a pinch hitter in yesterday's contest. Now the first pitch. And that's high for a ball, 1-0.
One pitch shy of 40 for him right now, and he's not even out of the second inning of work. He's definitely not being as efficient on the mound as he'd like.
Now the 1-0 is a curveball that gets him out in front for a strike. No score here as we play inning number 2. Swing and a miss. Good sinking action there. 1-2.
Hey, that's a good sinker right there. That's his bread and butter pitch, and if he's got that going, especially early, it's going to be tough to get some runs off him.
The 1-2. And this runs inside, and that looked like it got him pretty good. Now to the plate, the pitcher, Sixto Sanchez. Who's all over the place. 2 on, 2 out, and of course, here in inning number 2. Looking to wiggle out of this. Here it is. Chopped toward the second baseman. Go on to first to be in time, and the Marlins can't cash in here, and that ends the inning. Marlins strand a pair. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Now to the plate, here is Paul DeYoung, and you can see his home road splits there. He has not fared very well in front of the home crowd, oddly enough. And now the first pitch. Hits the bottom of the strike zone here with the sinker. Strike 1.
If he's able to dot that sinker down and away and execute that pitch all day, you're going to see a lot of weak contact, and the infield defense is going to be on its toes.
1-1 the count now. Now the pitch. Ooh, jumped the gun a bit on that swing. He's down 1-2.
Yeah, guys, he's got so much respect for this guy's fastball. You could tell he was out in front on that slider. I think he goes to the well one more time with that pitch.
And a bit of a high throw that time, but no problem over there at first as they record the out.
The first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt.
Next up is Paul Goldschmidt. And as you check out his righty-lefty splits, no surprise that he hits better against southpaws than he does against right-handers. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Bottom of the second here with no score. A ball and a strike to the Cardinals' first baseman.
Look out, 1-1.
Line drive to left. And he will make the play out there, and there are 2 away now.
Well, he hit that ball pretty well, but the only problem was that he pulled off it just a bit. The location was a little on the outer half, so he would have hit it even better if he would have stayed through the middle of the field with it.
Stepping in now, Tyler O'Neill. Swung on, and this ball is absolutely crushed. Forget about it. And that ball will stay fair, and it's gone. A home run. A solo homer off the bat of Tyler O'Neill. 7 home runs for him on the year now, and the Cardinals move out in front 1-0.
Talk about a guy getting hot, right? Hits a bomb, hit one yesterday. Usually when he gets hot, he starts to hit them in bunches, and this could be the beginning of a very, very good hot streak.
Standing in now, Ivan Herrera. Swing, and he takes this the other way to right. And that finds the outfield grass for a base hit. Around first, he's digging for second. And he is into second with a 2-out double.
Check that out right there. I love me some of that. Staying inside the baseball, moving it the other way. Sometimes the pitcher can execute his pitch. It doesn't mean the batter can't grab a knob.
At the plate, Jack Flaherty. As he'll take a look at a strike on the outside corner, it's 0-1. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone. Ready with the 0-1.
Hey, I know it's the pitcher at the plate, but he's going to grind it out right here. He's got a chance to help himself, and nothing's a bigger backbreaker to a team than watching the pitcher drive in a run.
And he tried to hold up in time, but to no avail as he went around, and the inning is over. 1 scores in the inning, coming on this solo home run. We played 2. It's now 1-0 St. Louis. All set for the start of the inning, and that'll bring in the second baseman, John Birdie.
John Birdie.
He's ready. Here's the first pitch.
I love everything this pitcher's got working right now. He's got presence. He's got great body language on the mound. He's got fastball command and a nice early feel for his off-speed stuff.
1-1 to the Marlins leadoff hitter. One and 2 now as that one's fouled off. That misses, and we're even at 2-2. And he fouls this one off. The 2-2 one more time. Swung on and missed. He got him on strikes.
It's always nice to keep a guy that has good wheels off base, and that's just what they did right there. Big strikeout, keep that guy off the base path.
Digging in next will be Starling Marte. as he hits one on a line to left field. Martinez is in his tracks now as he makes the catch for out number 2.
The batter, the left fielder, Corey Dickerson.
And now here is Corey Dickerson, 0 for 1 here in the early going. First pitch on its way. As he'll take a look at ball 1. Oh, much too tardy on the fastball. 1-1.
Hey, that's the modern game right now. North-south. Elevate that high fastball and bury stuff in the dirt. Completely different from the east-west we came up playing.
Count moves to a ball and 2 strikes now. Fouled away. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2. Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. Miami down in order. They're down 1-0. Bottom of the 3rd now, and stepping in will be the very fleet-footed Tommy Edman.
The second baseman, Tommy.
First pitch on its way.
Ball 1. Ball 1, no strike.
Well off the plate with the change of pace. That's ball 2.
Hey, after the double in his first at-bat, looks like he's trying to pitch around this guy a little bit.
2-0 count. Here it comes.
Yep, that ball went out.
And good patience exercised as he works out the walk to lead off the home half of the 3rd.
As if things aren't tough enough here playing in this hostile environment, he walks the leadoff hitter, and oh yeah, he's a threat to run every time he gets on base. Not the way he wanted to start this out.
Ready now is Harrison Bader. Hit it hard but lined out in his first at-bat.
Yeah, he hit it hard. That's all you can ask. You can't control the results sometimes, Matty. Just unlucky with the placement.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. Bader is a guy that has a lot of speed, no doubt about that. And while that's certainly a weapon for him offensively, it could be argued that it benefits him just as much on the defensive side of the ball, given the position he plays.
And not only just speed, but first-step quickness speed. He's able to track balls down that other guys cannot get to. And sometimes that's half the equation.
Edman gets his lead at first, nobody out. They really bunch him up on that one as he swings and misses for the first out.
That was some nice execution on that pitch. Spotted it nicely down around the bottom of the zone. And when you do that, especially with 2 strikes, not a lot of guys are going to hurt you. You're going to get a lot of ground balls and swings and misses down there.
And that'll bring up J.D. Martinez as he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty. It's strike 1. Runner at first here, 1 man out. Into right field, that's a base hit. They'll hold at second, and there are 2 aboard now.
Hey, this guy's been snapping at the plate. Saw his average fall below 240 prior to this at bat. That knock had to feel good.
Here's Nolan Arenado as the first pitch sinker misses to him. It's ball 1. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. The 1-0 home.
I know he fouled that pitch off right there, but he was definitely out in front. He was cheating to a heater, no question about it.
And they'll go off speed here as this pitch misses. It's 2-1.
Great chance right here as a hitter to be really aggressive. With two guys already on, pretty good shot. He's going to get a challenge pitch right here.
And the 2-1. On the ground is short. This could be 2. To second for 1. Relay to Aguilar. The double play, and that retires the side. Cards lead 1. They lead it 1-0. Set for the start of the 4th, and stepping in the long ball threat, Jesus Aguilar. Here's the first pitch to him.
Hey.
Now the 0-1.
Oh, that's inside.
This guy's been throwing the ball great so far, but he's going to be tested here. 4, 5, and 6 coming up this part of the lineup.
Just off the outside that time, laid off for a ball. And it's fouled away. Fouled off. The 2-2 one more time.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Great AB up until this point. A walk right here could really just infuse some confidence into this lineup.
Something has to give. Here's the payoff pitch. And he fouls this one off. Payoff pitch one more time. Again, he sends it out of play.
4 foul balls in this AB. Pitcher cannot find anywhere to go to put this guy away.
Fouled away. The 3-2 one more time. And this is swung on and missed, and this 4th inning will start the same way he ended the 3rd with a strikeout, and there's 1 away.
A lot of indecision there on that check swing, and that's something you see quite a lot on 3 and 2. When the difference between striking out and drawing a walk can be an inch or 2, it's pretty understandable why guys aren't always aggressive with their swings.
Jorge Alfaro is in for his 2nd plate appearance as he looks at a ball. It's 1-0. A couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. The 1-0. And it's fouled away. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch.
Nope.
And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
This pitcher's bringing it with some high velo. You better get that front foot down early and get ready, or he's going to throw it right by you.
Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. Ready on 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here it comes. Hit in the air down the right field line. And this will wind up a foul ball. Now another 2-2. Now a fastball. Oh, strike 3 called on a pitch that looked inside. Instead, it's out number 2.
I'll tell you, it's hard to get more of a confidence boost than striking out the best hitters in the lineup back to back to back. He's looking really sharp right now.
At the plate now, Brian Anderson. As he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. Here's the pitch. Sent on the ground out to second. And that is through into right field for a single.
Now batting, the shortstop, Jazz Chisholm.
To the plate now, Jazz Chisholm, as he'll look at a fastball too high for ball one. He popped out in his first trip. One 1-0 pitch on the way. And this one's in the dirt. And the runner will stay put, but the count moves to 2-0. From the stretch.
Ball 3.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to cruise through this inning, but now a hit and a 3-0 count have changed that. Got to get back in the strike zone right here.
Anderson, the runner at first with 2 gone. Three and 1 to the Marlins middle infielder. And a good at-bat that time as he lays off for ball 4. And as a result, that'll move a runner up into scoring position now with 2 away.
Oh, man, I think this walk is going to grind at him for a bit. He just missed, and now the inning continues with the man in scoring position.
Stepping up is Connor Scott, trying here to plate the tying run from second. Now the first pitch. Line drive snagged on a short hop. And the inning will end as they're unable to cash in with 2 outs. Marlins strand a pair. They still trail 1-0. Bottom of the inning now, and that'll bring in the Illinois State product Paul DeYoung.
The shortstop, Paul DeYoung.
First offering.
Count 1-0.
The 1-0.
Ball. Damn.
And facing right-handed pitching so far this season, DeYoung is hitting exactly 200. Not really what you'd call a point of pride for him.
He'd be the first to tell you he's not happy with his batting average this season, but he can beat you in a variety of different ways, and he has to because he wouldn't be here otherwise.
Here it is, the 3-0. And that misses for ball 4. It's a leadoff walk that starts the bottom of the 4th.
That leadoff walk is a great way to start this inning when you're looking to pad the lead. Could be the beginning of good things here in this half inning.
Here's Paul Goldschmidt now. Hit it hard but lined out in his first at-bat.
Yeah, Matty, but as he walks to the plate right here, he feels good building off that last AB. He hit that ball on the screws.
A little too much bite on the breaking ball that time as it's well off the outside. Now the 1-0 is a breaking ball down the middle for a strike.
Hey, I don't mind that batter taking that strike right there. He's walked a couple people early in this game. Got to find out if he can find the zone. If he wants to walk them all in, we'll take it.
Fought off at the plate as it's chopped foul. And a changeup swung on and missed for the first out.
Wow, that's one of the toughest pitches in baseball to hit, right? That good straight changeup, El Cambio. There's not much you can do with that. You're going off of that arm speed, and the ball, it just doesn't get there.
In now, Tyler O'Neill, as he takes a cold strike at the knees. It's 0-1. Perhaps he can drive another one out of the park just like he did back in the second. The 0-1 pitch. in the air out to right. Scott is there to put it away, and the runner will be forced to retreat back to first. So next to bat will be Ivan Herrera, 1 for 1 as he reached base with a double his first time up.
Well, he got a good pitch to hit last time up. Looked for it up in the zone and didn't miss it. Those are the pitches you only get maybe once in AB, maybe once a game, maybe once a week. So he certainly capitalized on it last time.
And a little self-preservation down at first as he pulls that one in to end the inning. One left for the Cardinals, but they're on top 1-0. Welcome back to Busch Stadium as we send it down to Heidi.
Matt, during the commercial break, I had a chance to catch up with manager Don Mattingly about the Marlins' offensive production. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. No, they have not scored yet, but they have been successful in running up the pitch count, something they feel will eventually pay dividends on the scoreboard as the starter gets tired and they are forced to go to the bullpen. For now, they're sticking to the plan.
Your attention, please.
All right, Heidi, thank you. Now, Alex Reyes is on, and he'll take over on the mound in relief.
Alex Reyes.
So now into the box is Sixto Sanchez. He bounced out last time up.
The pitcher, Sixto Sanchez.
First pitch on its way.
Hey, that's a heck of a pitch right there. If he's able to execute with that type of velocity, fastballs up and in, I can't imagine. Not only is he going to break a ton of bats today, but he's going to open up that down and away with the soft stuff later in the game.
Now the 0-2 pitch. And not much of an effort there as he'll look at strike 3 called. And on 3 pitches, he's your first out of the inning.
That's what you call clipping the outside corner. Great movement on that slider, and it completely locked up the hitter. Didn't fool the umpire, though.
Into the box, John Birdie, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. 0 for 2 for him to this point. Can't find the zone there as he lays off the breaking ball.
That one looked like it could easily have gone the other way. There's a big difference between 0-2 and 1-1, but now this next pitch probably becomes the biggest of the at-bat.
Now a swing, and he pops him up. This is right out in front of the mound, and he'll stay with it to put it away as they get their man here for the second out. And stepping in, Starling Marte. A hit in 2 tries for him so far. Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch.
That's a ball.
And there's ball 1. The 1-1 home is a breaking ball that's taken for a ball.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Hey. 2-2.
2-2 now.
Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. 1-2-3 go the Marlins. It remains 1-0. Dylan Carlson will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Number 3, Dylan Carlson.
Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch.
That's a ball.
And that misses, ball one. He'll enter play here with an average just over 250. 7 homers and 15 RBIs. Base hit, line drive into the corner. And this one will bounce into the wall. And he's going to get to second now with nobody out.
And this might be the kind of AB that gets him out of that slump. Smart hitting here, just going with the pitch, using the whole field instead of trying to do too much. The results speak for themselves.
That brings in Tommy Edman. As he'll look at a fastball in there on the outer half. It's 0-1. It was a walk in his last trip. And they will not get him at first as he's able to leg out the throw.
Now back, right field. Harrison.
Next to stand in is Harrison Bader. He went down on strikes last time up.
Yeah, and he didn't put up much of a fight either, Matty. Gotta find a way. Can't go down 3 pitches. I don't care if you're staring at him or swinging at him. You have to find a way to make this pitcher work a little bit harder.
First pitch on its way. And she'll take strike 1 on the inside corner.
Hey, 2 options if you're standing on the bump right now. Have to find a way to punch this guy's ticket or roll a double play.
Carlson at second. Edman on at first with nobody out. Good hard slider there, but it runs away. It's a ball and a strike. No contact there, and it's 1-2.
Great pitch in that situation. If he makes contact on that one, more than likely he's hitting into a double play.
The 1-2. Oh, and they pulled a string on a good changeup there as he swings and misses, and he's set down on strikes for the second time tonight.
That's a pretty impressive pitch from a young arm like that. If you could spot your pitches there in advantage counts like 1 and 2, you're going to have a lot of strikeouts and soft contact.
So now to the plate, J.D. Martinez. As the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball 1. The 1-0 delivery. Sinker stays outside and is behind now 2-0.
Got to find a way to execute either a good fastball down and away or flip something off speed for a strike. You cannot miss over the heart of the plate in these situations. The hitter is on high alert.
Too tight with that one. 3-0. As a look, now the pitch. Maybe a little jumpy there as he swings through the fastball.
Hey, this pitcher better be careful right here. My man at the plate is not trying to push something to the opposite field.
The 3-1. Ground ball right side. Reined in. While the throw pulls him off the bag.
Well, it's really hard to complain about this one because that's one of the hardest double plays to turn. The first baseman has to deal with the runner headed to second, and he sometimes shields you from throwing where you want to make the throw. They should have made it, but that's a tough play all the way around.
Now to the plate, Nolan Arenado. He's got the bases loaded now and a chance to really do some damage.
And he's one of those guys that they really rely on to come through in spots like this, Matt. Second on the team and runs batted in.
First delivery to him.
Nope. Counts 1-0.
Downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes.
Nowhere to put anybody. 2-0 count, not a good spot to be in as a pitcher.
And here's a fastball for a strike. 2-1 now.
Hey, you get 2-0, your eyes light up, but you're sitting in one spot, and he obviously didn't get it right there. But he still finds himself in a 2-1 count, ready to do some damage.
From the belt, kicks and deals. Soft grounder left side. And indeed, he'll take only the out at first as the run comes in to score. Stepping in next, Paul DeYoung. He's 0 for 1 thus far. He's set and the pitch. Hit to first. Fielded cleanly. Onto the bag with it is Aguilar, and that'll retire the side. I have to imagine there's a full moon tonight, judging by this bunch. Back with more Monday Night Baseball following this. Seth Elledge takes over to start the 6th inning on the mound.
Now pitching for the Marlins, number 61. Seth
New inning set to get underway. Coming forward, the veteran outfielder, Corey Dickerson.
This is where the pressure starts to build a little bit on an offense. It's not late enough. I mean, you don't have to start panicking right now, but this is where you're looking for someone to light a spark to get back in this game.
Now the 0-1.
This offense has been underachieving all day, putting way too much pressure on their own pitching staff. Someone has to have a quality AB and get this line going.
And he couldn't get him to chase the 0-2 fastball. It's 1-2. Now here it comes.
That's outside.
Fastball well outside.
3-2.
From 0-2 to 3-2, what a great at-bat to start this inning off. Hey, this could be a productive inning.
Now the payoff pitch home. Tough pitch to lay off, but he did, and it's ball 4, so the leadoff hitter's aboard to start the 6th.
That's an excellent at-bat right there. Fell behind early 1-2. Didn't panic or start chasing pitches out of the zone. He's able to lay off 3 pitches in a row, and he's standing on first with no outs. That's a great job.
At the plate, Jesus Aguilar, as he'll watch a slider that runs out of the strike zone away for ball 1. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. To the left side, but it's well foul. No runs, 2 hits, and 1 error so far for the Marlins. Fouled off. The 1-2. Pitch is popped up. And he'll indeed make the play in foul territory for the first out.
Now batting, the catcher.
Ready now for the Marlins, Jorge Alfaro. He was punched out looking at strike 3 last time through.
Yeah, Matty, and hopefully he got it out of his system. Especially now, he's got to bear down. He gets the 2 strikes in this spot, has to put the ball in play.
As he'll take a look at a pitch too low, it's ball 1. In there, 1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
And he's a little too high with that one. 2 balls and a strike. count even at 2-2 to the Marlins catcher.
Hey, it's tough when your team is being held scoreless on the scoreboard. He was trying to put him on the board with a swing like that one.
Popped up. In there, a base hit. And that runner will hold up at second with 2 aboard now.
You know, it's funny. The first 2 strikes are for the fans. You're trying to put balls in the seats right there. With 2 strikes, it's for the team. You got to shorten up and find a way, and that's exactly what he did right there. Soft liner into right field for a base hit.
At the plate now, Brian Anderson. As the first pitch here is a bit high, it's ball 1. 1 for 2 in the ball game thus far. The 1-0. Popped him up. Here comes the right fielder. He makes the play. Really had to hustle to get to that one. 2 gone now. So a big at-bat coming up, and it'll be Jazz Chisholm. A knock here could cut the lead to just 1 run. First delivery to him, and he'll watch one miss up and away for a ball. 1-0. Fastball just a bit low here. He's behind 2-0 now.
He's got a couple of pitches to deal with right here, but he's starting to lose command of his pitches. It might be time to take a step back and try to refocus on making some good pitches.
Now the 2-0 home. Swinging a ball hit on the ground. Now the 2-1 pitch.
3 balls, 1.
There isn't a hitter alive that doesn't love hitting a fastball counts like 3-1. It's usually a pretty fruitful count in terms of getting a pitch to drive.
Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. And he misses with it for ball 4. So the bases will be loaded now with 2 away.
I think he was trying to be a little too fine there, and a walk is the result. Well, the good news is he has a force at every base. The bad news, a single probably drives in a couple of runs.
So now to the plate, Connor Scott. The base knock to the outfield could score the tying run from second. Here's the first pitch to him. Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike.
After the walk and with runners on the bags, he couldn't afford to fall behind here. Nice job of jumping ahead with strike 1.
Ready with the 0-1.
1-1.
We can't hear it from here, obviously, but I think someone in the dugout just yelled, "Wear it," because that could have been a run.
Here's the 1-1. Line drive to center field. And he will deliver one of the biggest at-bats of the night. It's a base hit. 1 run is scored. The run scores from second. It's now a 2-2 ball game.
Hey, after being down by 2, getting into the middle of this one, that's a huge base hit right there, D-Row. Big 2 RBI knock.
Yeah, down by 2 right there, able to come through for the team, and we probably got an exciting finish on our hands.
To the plate now, Sixto Sanchez. As the first pitch was in there for a called strike 1. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game so far. Now the 0-1.
Nope, outside.
This inning hasn't gone the way he wanted it to, but it's not a total disaster yet. Sometimes pitching is about damage control, so if he can strand these guys out there, that would be pretty huge.
The set and the 1-1. Grounded up the first baseline, but a foul ball. 1-2 now.
Right, he's coming right after him, Matty. 3 fastballs in a row.
Waved at and missed for the 3rd out. Not much of a chance at hitting that one, and the inning is over. Clearly fired up to work out of that jam. Back with more on this Monday night after this. Bottom of the 6th inning on its way, but first, here's Heidi Watney.
Thanks, Matt. In between innings, I was able to catch up with the manager of the Cardinals to discuss his thoughts on his lineup so far. And he really emphasized that they're not doing a very good job capitalizing on run-scoring opportunities. With just 1 hit with runners in scoring position in a game, you can understand why he feels that way. But he also says he likes the way his guys are responding to the adversity. It seems as though they're keeping their energy and mood up. So we'll see if they can start coming through with some big hits as we go forward.
Thank you, Heidi.
The first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt.
First pitch on the way. Goldschmidt swings and hits this one very well out to deep left field. Gone! It's a solo shot here for Paul Goldschmidt. Home run number 9 on the year, and it's given the Cardinals a 3-2 lead.
There's an old adage in baseball that solo home runs won't kill you. This is one of the top hitters in that lineup. So a home run, a solo home run right here, it's not the end of the world.
Now the Marlins skipper's up out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And he's looking to the bullpen here, so it would appear that's all for his starter tonight. He'll wind up lasting just 5 innings here. Didn't pitch all that poorly, yet he's gone nonetheless. Pablo Lopez will come out and take the ball here as he'll be making his 15th appearance of the year. Stepping in now, Tyler O'Neill. He will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. He's 1 for 2 in this one. Fastball, and he's quickly in the hole. 0-2. Marlins have some action in the bullpen now as a right-hander is up and throwing. Can't quite get the low outside corner there. It's 1-2.
I think you could have an argument for that first pitch that it could have been off the plate, but there was certainly no debate with that one. That missed by a ton.
High and deep down the left field line, but this is just going to wind up being a foul ball. Another 1-2 delivery.
I got the count 2-2.
He might have to look for a different way to put this guy away on 2-2. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times, so he might be looking for it.
Into the windup and the pitch. Here's one that misses inside, and the count's run full now. 3-2.
Well, you don't see it all that often, but this might be a good time for a 3-2 change. If he can locate it, it's nearly impossible to hit.
And a good throw gets him 1 gone. Next, it'll be Ivan Herrera. 1 run in and 1 gone so far this inning. Now the first pitch. And he puts it on the ground to second. That's through, and he's now 2 for 3 in this one.
There's a hard-hit ground ball. Pitcher not able to get a glove on it. Hard single up the middle.
Yeah, watch your lips right there, Dan. Sent it back right where it came from.
Matt Carpenter will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher.
Number 13, Matt Carpenter.
Here's the first pitch to him.
Ball one, no strike.
The 1-0 home. Outside, 2-1.
Hey, he threw that pitch with a purpose to get a double play. Good job to let it go by, though, as a hitter.
Now the 2-1 is a sinker that misses for a ball. Tommy Edman is on deck. Herrera, a runner at first with one gone in the inning. Just behind the fastball there. 2 strikes now.
Can't come out of his game plan right here. He knows he's a known sinker baller. I know it was a 4-seamer right there, but get back to that 2-seam. It's what his MO is.
Now the payoff pitch home, and he fouls this one off. The 3-2 one more time. 3 runs, 8 hits, and no errors so far for the Redbirds. Fouled away. He's ready. Now the payoff pitch. And he finally wears him down here as he strikes him out after a 9-pitch at bat.
That strikeout was a real good example of a pitcher continuing to make a guy chase out of the zone. When you recognize a hitter is in protect mode, you don't have to come inside the strike zone. You can just expand further and further until he literally can't touch it.
Tommy Edman is at the plate as he takes a cold strike one. He's got hits in both of his at-bats so far in this one. Well above the letters with the fastball that time. A runner on first with 2 away. And he lays off for a ball. 2-1. And a big swing and a miss here. 2 strikes. Bouncer to the left side, right to him. On to second for the force out, and the side is retired. 1 for the Cardinals in the inning on the solo home run. Top of the order due up to start the 7th. It's now 3-2 St. Louis. Andrew Miller is on the pitch from the bullpen now to start inning number 7.
Number 21, Andrew Miller.
7th inning ready to roll, and set to go is the second baseman, John Birdie.
John Birdie.
First pitch of the AB on its way. He'll try to bunt his way out as he gets this one down. This gets foul. It's 0-1. Boy, this at-bat is not starting off well as he's behind 0-2 now. Cardinals are going to get something going in the bullpen now as a left-hander has begun to get loose. Tries the slider to ring him up, but he lays off 1 and 2.
Hey, there's not a lot you can do with a slider breaking down and in unless you catch it way out front. I like the idea of taking it and making the pitcher bring you something a little more hittable.
And that's high for a ball. It's 2 and 2. And here's a slider. Strike 3 called, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
Beautiful backdoor slider for the punch out right there, guys. When it's tight like this one was, it looks like a fastball off the plate. Then
darts back at the corner at the last second. Locked him up completely with that one.
Here's Starling Marte as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike one. He's working on a 1-for-3 thus far. And that misses 1-1. And it's fouled away. And he strikes him out as well. So 2 punch-outs to begin the outing out of the pen.
No problems for him on the mound since he's come out of the pen to start this inning. That's back-to-back Ks, and he's making it look pretty easy. This has the makings of a good outing so far.
Into the box, Corey Dickerson, as the first pitch to him is swung on and missed for strike one. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. Awfully close with a slider there, but it's 1-1. Lifetime against Andrew Miller. He's gone 2 for 5. A little bit outside. 2-1. Lifted down the line in left. On the move is Martinez. And they can't run it down. The 2-2 is looked at, and the count moves full.
When you're playing close games like this, base runners mean everything, so he can ill afford to start giving away free passes.
Hit down the line at first, and he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Miami down in order. They trail 3-2. Last half of the 7th here, and into bat next, one of the fastest players in all of baseball, Harrison Bader. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Runs up and gets this one down. And an off-balance throw is in time as he takes one away. Wow.
Well, he was planning that before he even got in the box, and he got it down, but it wasn't quite good enough to put him on board.
One gone for the Redbirds in the 7th, and into bat next, one of the best run producers in the land, J.D. Martinez. Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch. Sends that one out of play for strike one.
You're lucky if you get one pitch a night right down the middle. Cannot be late on that fastball.
Popped him up. And he'll put this one away in foul territory for the second out. Now at the plate here is Nolan Arenado. Lifetime against this particular arm. He's 1 for 4. First offering. Fastball on the inner third, taken for a strike.
Wouldn't mind a pitcher expanding the zone a little bit more and using his aggressiveness against him.
Here's a late swing and a miss, strike 2.
There's the heavy sinker right there. What makes that pitch so difficult to hit is not only the...
But we'll have to press pause as that strike 3 to retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Cardinals, but they still lead it 3-2. Tyler Webb has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th.
Number 30, Tyler.
Ready to begin the 8th and set to go as the veteran first baseman, Jesus Aguilar. pitch on the way. Curveball, and that
1-0.
misses in the dirt for ball one. Now the 1-0.
Inside, ball 2.
Don't expect this pitcher to throw something over the heart of the plate. He's going to have to stay on the corners right here. Huge spot in this game. Do not miss over the heart and get beat.
Now the 2-0.
That's ball 3.
Well, he was definitely looking fastball here, and he got one. But that was good discipline to lay off and get himself into a 3-0 count.
3-1. Fouled off. Crowd gets up for the 3-2.
Nope.
And he lays off ball 4. So now the potential tying run here is aboard late in the game.
Man, that's a tough one to swallow. You're hanging on to a slim lead, and the last thing you want to do is give up a leadoff walk. Seems like those are the ones that always come back to haunt you. So we'll see if that's the case here.
Time called here, as with the potential tying run aboard, they'll make the move to get a little more speed out there. Digging in here for a pivotal at-bat, Jorge Alfaro, and he represents the potential go-ahead run. First pitch of the AB on its way. There's a changeup taken, but it finds the zone on the inside. Harrison on at first, nobody out. And this catches the inside corner. Good spot there. It's 0-2.
You got to cover the whole plate now after letting him steal 2 strikes on the inside half.
Nope.
Change up, and he ain't buying it. 1-2.
You know, something to keep in mind, they're really burning through that bullpen, and this is only the first game of the series. Definitely could have an impact on the rest of the series, and maybe even the whole week ahead.
Here comes the 1-2. Swinging a looper to left. Martinez coming on. He can't get there as it falls in.
And that's a base hit right there on a hanging 2-strike changeup.
And that's one we like to call a hanger right there. You see it high, you let it fly. Nice job by the offensive player.
So now to the plate, Brian Anderson. Now a bunt attempt here. Arenado is there to make the catch, and that's a big out, number 1. Digging in next, Jazz Chisholm. A couple of walks for him thus far. From the stretch, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1.
There are a couple of points in every game that could decide winning or losing. This is one of those critical spots. Time to make some great pitches.
Oh, 2-0 now.
And how about the uncommon patience for the rookie in a big spot right here? These have been some tough pitches to lay off.
2 balls and a strike. And he fouls this one off. And another foul ball. The 2-2 one more time.
Count 4.
What we're seeing here is a really smart at-bat. They got to be thinking the man on the mound is getting a little short on gas, so when you go up there and make him throw a bunch of pitches, you're more likely to get a good pitch to hit or at least force him out of the game.
He's set. Here's the 3-2. And here's a swing and a miss. And that, folks, is a big out number 2.
Always tough for one of these base umpires to make a call on a guy's check swing. It's not a great angle, and everything happens so quickly, so they really have to be paying attention out there. Looking at the replay, I think he got it right, so that's a tip of the cap for the Blue.
Into center field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. Harrison rounds third and is striding for home. And he's safe at the plate. We are knotted at 3.
You know, D-Row, in today's game, it's not easy scoring in the late innings, so that RBI base hit to tie things up, that comes at a really good time.
Yeah, I say it's not easy. They got 11 guys in the bullpen, and I don't think a guy throws under 97 miles an hour with sink and cut. That is unbelievable he's able to get that knock in that big spot.
Garrett Cooper is in with 2 away as he takes a ball 1-0. 264 is average entering play, 5 homers and 17 RBIs. 1-0, here it is. Ball 2 as the breaking ball misses inside. In his career versus this pitcher, not a big sample size, 0 for 1. Ready with the 2-0. And a good comeback fastball there. It's 2 balls and a strike.
He's going to have to set his sights a little lower right there. That pitch was able to get by him. His swing was just a little under that one.
Even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2. Here it is. And strike 3 called as he says, you got to be kidding me, with the side retired. A big-time strikeout and some raw emotion as he gets out of the jam. Back with more Monday Night Baseball following this. Miguel Rojas will stick around as he'll take over in right field.
Now playing right field, number 19, Miguel Rojas.
Adam Simber is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th. Adam Duvall is into the game as well as he's the new first baseman. And now, Paul DeYoung, 0 for 2 for him to this point.
The shortstop, Paul DeYoung.
First pitch on its way.
Ball, that's inside.
Hey, this one's tied late in the game. As a pitcher right now, you just can't lay a cookie in there 1-0.
That's inside. 2-0. Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0. On deck, the powerful right-handed bat of Paul Goldschmidt. Three balls and a strike to the Cardinals shortstop.
I can't imagine that pitcher was trying to put it right over the heart of the plate. Thank God he took that pitch right there, or he'd be getting one back from the umpire.
Strike 2, swinging just out in front of the slider.
Swing and a miss on a nasty slider right there. Always felt toughest pitch in the game. If you're a guy who liked to work the big part of the field, you were on that fastball middle away. Well, that slider looked like a heater for about 56 feet 6 inches.
The next 3-2 is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3.
well. We've seen some really good pitching from these guys in this one. The bullpen has looked sharp and backed up a nice effort turned in by the starter. These days, pitching has become a full staff effort, and I've been impressed with the job these guys have done so far.
And that brings up Paul Goldschmidt as the sinker to him finds the zone for strike one. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. And here's a swing and a miss as he falls behind 0-2. Action in the bullpen now as a right-hander begins to throw out there. 1 out, nobody on. Swing and a chopper to third. He's got it. On to first, and there are 2 down. Digging in will be Tyler O'Neill, grounded out in his last at-bat.
Yeah, I understand that, Matty, but this guy's got burner wheels down the first base line. I don't think he even concerns himself with that. He has to put it on the ground. That's part of what makes him successful.
1 ball, no strikes to count. Two out, nobody on. Now a swing and a miss at a slider for a strike.
That's 3 straight sliders in a row. I'd be shocked. I would be shocked if he went to that well a 4th time. I'd be looking heated.
Hard hit ball to second. He's right there. On to first, and this will remain a tie ball game as the inning is over. Down in order go the Cardinals. The score remains tied at 3-3. Now we're going to have a conference at the home plate area, so it would appear that we'll see a double switch here. Giovanni Gallegos will be on the mound to start the 9th inning, and his job will be keeping the ball game tied until the bottom half.
Batting in the 7th, number 65. Now playing center.
So the lineup flips over and digging in, John Birdie. He'll start things out here in a tie ball game.
Hey, it's never easy scoring runs against a closer, but this lineup is setting up perfectly right now as the leadoff hitter leads off this inning.
Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch. 9th inning begins as the first pitch is taken for ball 1. Swing and a liner, but foul.
After fouling off the second one, I got to step out of the box, adjust my batting gloves, and tell myself there's no chance he's tripling up on that pitch.
Just behind the fastball there, 2 strikes now.
His heater's got some late ride through the zone. A lot of late swings right now. You're only going to get to that pitch if you get the front foot down early.
Still hanging with him. Another good swing to keep it going. Again, a 1-2. Struck him out. Struck him out again, I should say. His 3rd punch out of the game.
Boy, that's the best pitch in baseball right there with 2 strikes. That elevated fastball. Every hitter thinks that, hey, they can do something with that, but most of the time, you get the result that you saw right there. A big swing and a miss, and another strikeout.
Standing in now, Starling Marte. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. He comes into this appearance in the midst of a 1-for-4 day. The 1-0 delivery.
One of the best ways to keep a guy uncomfortable is to pound him inside. They're doing that, and this one caught the zone.
He's set. Here comes the 1-1.
Oh, that's off the plate.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. He's fallen
Ball
behind
at the
now,
side.
3-1. Popped him up. Edman has a play, and he makes the catch for the second out. And now in the box, Corey Dickerson. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
In my opinion, there is no one in this bullpen that relishes a moment like this on the mound other than this guy. It looks like he feeds off the challenge of pitching in tight games.
Now a fastball that's taken close that time, but it's 1-1. Even at 1-1, the pitch. Swing and a high pop-up back onto the outfield grass now. And Arenado will make the catch to retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. No change in the score. It's 3-3. All set for the bottom of the ninth. And that'll bring in the first-year catcher, Ivan Herrera. And now a pitch on the way.
Nope, outside.
Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. The 1-0 is looked at for the first strike. Two balls and a strike to the St. Louis leadoff hitter.
Big sweeping breaking ball right there. Good pitch, but if he wants to get him to swing at it, he'll have to bring it in a little bit closer to the strike zone.
Hitters count now. Here's the 2-1. Hit out towards second. Reined in. And that's out number 1. Stepping in for the Cardinals, number 36. He readies for his first plate appearance. He's set. Here it comes. Starts him out with a sinker that's inside. 1-0.
Count 1-0.
2 balls and no strikes to the Cardinals center fielder.
Boy, you don't see that very often out of a rookie. That's a 2-0 count, and both of those pitches were really close. This guy has a pretty good eye.
Pitch on the way.
3 balls, no strikes.
You could pretty much book it that a fastball's coming. A challenge fastball right here. He cannot allow the 9-hole hitter to get on base with the top of the order looming.
Here it is, the 3-0. And he lays off ball 4. So now the potential winning run is aboard at first.
Second baseman.
And now back to the leadoff spot in the St. Louis lineup. Stepping in, Tommy Edman. Game on the line here, and a ball deep in the gap would make this place explode. Here's the first pitch. Outside target here, and he hits it for strike 1.
Hey, this is a left-handed hitter that can fly down the line. If they want to turn 2, they're going to have to be almost perfect.
The 0-1. There goes the runner. Fouled away. Now the 0-2 pitch. Check swing and a quick appeal down to third, but Darryl Parker says he did not go around. It's ball 1. Now the 1-2 pitch. A great pitch there as he couldn't get extended on that one, and he's down on strikes for the second out. That was a nasty looking slider that time.
Yeah, that was really well executed, Matt. Classic strikeout pitch. You think it's fastball middle in, then it starts bearing in on your back leg, and unless you hit it out front, there's nothing much you can do with that.
And that'll bring up the former top prospect, Harrison Bader, as he takes a cold strike at the knees. It's 0-1. Possible winning run stands at first with 2 out here. Hit back up the middle. Scooped up. And he'll just beat the throw to second. He's in there.
You know, D-Lo, sometimes one of your best friends are your own teammates right there. Good hustle from first base to beat that throw to second. And guess what? He bought his battery, made a knock.
Yeah, he definitely bought him a knock. You know what else he's going to buy him? He's going to buy him dinner on the road at some point, because that's some significant hustle right there. It was a nice play. The internal clock of the defender thought he still had a chance at second.
Meanwhile, this ball gets down. It's a base hit. And the winning run is across to score.
Always great when a game really comes down to the 9th inning like it did here. They had a chance to walk it off and send their fans home happy, and that's exactly what they did. Lots of smiles around here right now.
It's a 4-3 finish in this evening's ball game. The St. Louis Cardinals came through when it mattered in the 9th on the way to the win. Giovanni Gallegos gets the win in relief, his 2nd of the year. So that'll do it for us. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to the new website, theshow.com.